Hi, good morning and welcome to our meditation. Today is the 20th of June and I will keep on meditating Revelation. And today we arrived at Revelation chapter 8 verse 1. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. So we are here at the end of the seven seals, and the text is not going to tell us what the seventh seal is, but it is going to introduce the seven trumpets, another series of seven after the seven seals. The last seal that we heard of, that we read about, was in chapter 6. And at the end of chapter 6, chapter 6, verses 16 and 17, it is written, "They called to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it? Who indeed can withstand the wrath of the Lamb and of the one who is sitting on the throne?" It is very interesting to see that those who hadn't received the seal of Lamb, they are going to see the six seals that were opened by the Lamb as a terrible time, and they can't even face the one who is sitting on the throne. They cannot contemplate his glory, the glory of the one who is sitting on the throne. Chapter 7 is going to talk about a completely different sort of people, those who were sealed. They are called in the first part of chapter 7, verse 1 to verse 8, the 144,000. Let's read verse 4 of chapter 7. "Then I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel." We know that these tribes of Israel, it is symbolic, because when the book was written, there were no 12 tribes of Israel. And if you read the text, there's going to be missing one tribe, and then he had Joseph, which was not a tribe. But that's another subject that has been actually shared here in this channel. So we see those 144,000 before the throne on the second part of chapter 7, going from verse 9 to the last verse of chapter 7. And that was the end of our meditations on chapter 7 last week here in our channel. So we see them being sealed on earth, and then we see them singing before the throne. So it's like we are singing in chapter 5 and 4, and now there is an interval, and we are going to start again something else in chapter 8, but it's actually not something different. It's just a continuation of what he's been talking about, and it's going to be a group of 7 again. We're not told what the seventh seal is, but it introduces the 7 trumpets. But what is interesting is the silence here. What does it mean, the silence of verse 1 of chapter 8? When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Some people believe that this half an hour means eternity, but half could not mean infinity in the book of Revelation. We would need another 30 minutes here to make 60, and that would be like a totality, infinity. But there is no infinity here. Some of the people think that this silence is like the one that there was in the temple of Solomon when the glory of God appeared in the temple. The priests and the high priests could not function, could not work in the temple because of that presence, and there was that sort of silence. Some of the people think that it's just the interval that we'll find in music. It is quite a long one, isn't it? 30 minutes. We know it is symbolic. Other people say that what is going to happen, it's so big that there was silence in heaven. They stopped singing. That's, again, we don't know if it is that. Zechariah chapter 2 verse 13 says, "Be still before the Lord, all mankind, because he has he has come out of his holy dwelling." So the Lord is revealing himself, and the whole creation will be in silence. But whatever it is important to understand that when you are worshiping God, silence is part of your adoration as well. You don't have to be talking all the time. It's all on and on and on, like we often do. Some people believe that those 30 minutes in heaven, it means that there's not going to be any Brazilian in heaven, because it is impossible for a Brazilian to stop talking for half an hour. That's just a joke, of course. Whatever it is important to understand that when the Lord is working, when he's speaking, we should be quiet. As he says here, be still before the Lord. He is a sovereign God, and we are made into his image to follow him, to be his children. We should be silent before such a great God. God bless you.